moment I'm looking for poetry online editors, and I got a couple of responses to edit my work. So hopefully I'll have a book ready for submission for publication. But this is one of those poems that's going to be in it. This is called The Purple Magic Milkshake. The menu from from the cafe in Banyosip Yelachich Square has the strangest entrees, from burgers to borscht, making me choose which fealty to pledge between the two superpowers. But what catches my eye and piqued my curiosity was the purple magic milkshake. So I ordered one from the waitress, who shakes in her shoes the first time she comes towards my table, and hereafter laughs every time she gives me a receipt with a tic-tac-toe grid that remarks, "Good choice." Henceforth, I see bizarre phenomena like the nurse at the all-night clinic in a small village outside of Kranj, with a red clown wig and a candy apple-colored uniform. I try to look sharp and carry on consulting with a physician on duty. He must have seen her high color, but pays her no mind, as if he is Boris Karloff in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. After I am released, I roam the countryside at night, wailing at the sites where each massacre took place ages and ages ago, or during the last decade of the 20th century. A woman stands in her doorway and applauds me secretly so her neighbors would not find out as I gesture with my hands, for I cannot communicate everything in my mother's tongue, that we must talk later, but for now I have to write. And a man comes out and says to me as I prayed loudly outside of his house, "Mastro, go home." So I nod and apologize in my mother's tongue, since it's the only thing I can utter. By day, strangers get a load of me and bow their heads on the streets and the metro stations and on the steps of the church as I address my reprobations to the neo-Nazis rallying in Charlottesville. This is after my own head had been spit upon while I was begging in the square in Zagreb with the use of an article that was written in Croatian about my sin, with a photo typifying it. The King Cunt, who's been christened with the same surname as Tricky Dix, no other Chevalier sons would dare to besmirch, at least twice. God knows what fantasies and horrors I had to see, endure, and prove worthy of that title, with the head start of kisses blown from the patrons at the pubs I frequent. I look back at all the hags in black shawls, twitching their arms with their backs towards me. In nothing flat, they cease as I put my pen on my journal page and point to me, the country cathedral. I stare at it and turn towards a couple of magi in white aprons, stroking their noses at me with their index fingers. I return the gesture to them and gaze out the cafe window, giving the habitué behind and the outside world before me a show of a shaman slurping up what's left of his purple magic milkshake.